Hey everyone, I'm back with a video that I absolutely love to watch. I even love to watch these videos before I was pregnant. I just love getting name ideas and I love hearing new names. So I'm gonna do 10 girl names that I love but I won't be using. So I am 34 weeks pregnant with a baby girl and we have not decided on a name. We are not even close to deciding on a name. It's really scary because I know she can come early and we have a few ideas, but we're not 100% set on any of them. We have different, me and my husband have different views on what names and types of names we like. So it's been definitely one of the biggest challenges with being pregnant. Just figuring out a name is hard. All that pressure. I mean, you're naming a person for the rest of their life. That's a lot of pressure. You're not just naming a little cute baby. You have to think about what their name is going to sound like when they're 40 years old, introducing themselves to someone. Names, I have nothing against them. I personally love a ton of them, but it's either my husband doesn't like them or it doesn't sound good with our last name. But if you have a baby girl named this, I put them on the list because I do love them. I'm just not using them for my baby girl. If you would like to comment down below what your daughter's names are or ideas you have for us or ideas that you like, that would be so incredibly helpful. I'm open to hearing any names that anyone has. I look at so many baby names a day. I feel like I've just seen them all and at this point it's so frustrating. So definitely comment below with any suggestions that you might have and then we'll just get into it. So the first name that I absolutely love is Sophia. I was convinced that our daughter was going to be named Sophia, and our last name is Demansky for reference. Sophia Demansky. I loved it. I thought it was so pretty. The middle name isn't as important. We want to pick the first name and then the middle name. So whatever middle name we were going to add in there, it just sounded so pretty and I absolutely loved it. But my husband hated it. He just did not like the name for whatever reason. It made me so sad that he didn't like the name, but I absolutely love the name Sophia. I think it's so sophisticated, so pretty. I just love it. Next name that I love is Sloan. I know 2 babies now with the name Sloan, and the first time I heard it was actually my coworker. Her cousin had a baby and she told me it, and I just thought it was so unique. Not too unique, but it was really unique. I've never heard it before, and it's just such a strong, like, powerful name, like Sloan. I don't know. I just think of like a really powerful woman when I hear it. I absolutely loved it. Again, something my husband didn't like, wouldn't go for. Number 3, I really like the name Charlotte. I love the nickname Charlie. I think it's super cute. You could call her a couple different things. She could be Charlotte the whole time. I think it's such a cute name. It's just not something that I would want to name my daughter at this point. Next name that I absolutely love is Regan. I think it's such a pretty name. I love it. It's kind of more unisex of a name, which I love unisex names, but with our last name, everything sounds so masculine. If we were to pick a unisex name, to me at least, it just sounds so masculine. Like Regan Demansky, to me that just sounds too masculine. I wish that wasn't the case because I do love that name. I just think it's different, but not overly different. I do like names that are different, but not so different that someone's gonna ask me, oh, how do you say that? How do you pronounce that? Or someone's gonna look at her name and not know how to pronounce it on a piece of paper. I don't want that for my daughter, but at the same time, I don't want it to be, you know, the most popular name. If it happens to be, I know Sophia is one of the really popular names, but I loved it that I didn't care at that point. But yeah, I did love Regan. I think it's just, I just love that name for some reason. Next name that I really loved, but I won't be using, is Gianna. I think Gianna is such a pretty name. I think I like names that end in like Anna, like just, I don't know. I just think they're so pretty. They're like the way they flow. It just sounds so nice, so sophisticated. When I threw it out to my husband, he just wasn't really a fan of it. I don't think he's a fan of like the Anna names like I am. But again, it's just a really pretty name. Next name that I really love but won't be using is Peyton. the whole time I was growing up, not like really young or anything, but like high school and past then, I always thought when I had a girl, or if I had a girl, her name would be Peyton. And I did get the name from One Tree Hill, so if any of you are around the same age as me or watched One Tree Hill, you'll know one of the main characters' name is Peyton, and it's a girl. I just thought it was so different and such a unique but strong name. But again, with our last name, the unisex names just sound too masculine. Peyton Demansky. I mean, it's not terrible, but it definitely, if you heard that, I think you would think that she was definitely a boy. Maybe if we had a more feminine last name, it would be a little better. For the longest time, I always thought that if I had a girl, her name would be Peyton, but not the case this time, I don't think. But at this point, anything's possible. I honestly could use any of these names from this list. If my husband changed his mind, I changed his mind. That's just where we're at this point, since we don't really have any names that we're 100% set on. Next name I absolutely love is Olivia, and my husband's not totally against it. So it's kind of a little bit of a contender, but there's other names that he likes more, so it's probably not going to happen. But I think Olivia is such a pretty name. It's such a sweet name. It's a name that isn't too pretty and sweet that it's too babyish, because I do think there's some names that sound really cute as a baby, but then when they're like a 40-year-old woman or in a professional setting, it just sounds a little too cutesy. I don't know if that makes sense to any of you. I think Olivia is like the perfect mix of that. It sounds good throughout her whole life, and then it sounds really cute as a baby. One of the middle names that I absolutely love is Rose, and I think Olivia Rose together sounds so pretty. But as of right now, that is not one of our contenders, sadly, as much as I wish it would be. But like I said, you never know. Next name that I really like is Isabella. I think it's so pretty. It's a really classic, just pretty name. The issue we had with that is our first cat. So we have two cats that we're obsessed with. We have two cats, and her name is Bella. I had a daughter named Isabella. Her nickname could be Bella, and I don't think she would appreciate being named after our cat. If not, I do love that name. My husband actually did like that name as well. He likes the nickname Bella. Obviously, we named our cat Bella, so we did like it, but I'm not going to name my daughter after my cat. I just can't do that. Next name that I love but I won't be using is Everly. It's gotten a lot more popular in the last few years. My photographer who's done all of our wedding, maternity, all of that stuff, if you want to see any of that, check out my Instagram. She's absolutely amazing. I can't even handle how amazing she is. But she had a daughter, I want to say she's 1 or 2 now, and she named her Everly. It was one of the first times I heard the name, and I love it. I think it's so cute. Again, it was just something that my husband didn't really go for. The last name that I absolutely love but won't be using is Ariana. Like I said, I love the Anna names at the end there. I love the nickname Ari. For some reason, I just think it's such a cute nickname for a little girl. Kind of brings me into Aria. I do love Aria as well. But my husband just wasn't a fan of the nickname or the name. Again, I've used the same adjectives for about every one of these names now. I think a lot of the names that I did choose with our last name just sound like even more sophisticated, like the way it flows together, like Ariana Demansky. It just flows so nicely together. I mean, in my opinion, in my eyes. Apparently my husband's eyes, it does not. So those are the 10 baby girl names that I love but won't be using, maybe. Like I said, if you have any suggestions, definitely leave them down below. I feel like I've looked at every baby name that there possibly is at this point. I've looked at so many lists on Pinterest. I've looked on Google. I even look on Etsy at like the signs that people make or get made for their nurseries and things like that, just to see what names they have, and I'm still not even finding any that I like at this point. There are a few names that we have on our maybe list, but none, like I said, that we're 100% committed to. So definitely leave your suggestions down below, and if you like this content, you want to see more of it, subscribe. I'll be posting more frequently, and thank you for watching.